I will never recover from the psychic damage I received from this bit.
Brody Slater is back, brosifs and betties, but I swapped my waxed up longboard for a gripped down fresh deck.
This week, Belle's Hells escape the Fey Realm and Imogen confronts her past. Let's get into it. We pick up with the party panicking as Gloamglut flies above them searching while Fern lies unconscious. They throw the Harrocool veils over themselves, which keeps them hidden for now, and FCG heals Fern. To cause a distraction, Imogen picks up a large rock with the spell Catapult and shoots it off away from the group, and Gloamglut swoops down to investigate, giving them an opening to run. They try and stealthily rush in the direction that they think the gate is in as they hear the signs of search parties moving through the brambles.
Just as you begin to hear
Drop.
carving through the forest, this beam of black flame tears through like a laser. You watch as tree branches fall. Everyone that rolled under a 10 stealth, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me. So 31 points of fire damage to each of you.
Are you guys up? Are you still up?
No.
Both of them?
I'm okay. I'm down.
The noise that Matt makes for that laser beam is so satisfying. I don't know what it is about it. FCG heals Lordna and they keep going. Chetney pulls out his Horn of Silent Alarm, which he got all the way back in episode 22 from the Trove of Marwa. This item allows you to make a horn sound in another creature's mind, and Chetney targets Gloamglut, providing another momentary distraction. Slipping and scrambling on, they take a pause to hide again by using the veils, and Gloamglut cannot find them. Now, this creature seems to be based on the Jabberwock stat block, which has true sight out to 120 feet, which allows the creature to see invisible creatures and automatically detect visual illusions. This means if Gloamglut is a straight reskin of the Jabberwock, then the veils should have done nothing. But it could be that Matt intentionally made the veils resistant to true sight or removed that feature from the stat block. The veils only work here in the Fey Realm, so it could be that that is why. A Jabberwock also has the Uncanny Tracker feature, which allows it to track any creature it has wounded in the last 24 hours as long as they are on the same plane of existence. And since it has hurt numerous members of the party, it would have no trouble finding them. So I think again, Matt probably removed this feature just to give the party some chance to make it out of there alive. They go in an all-out sprint with Imogen taking the lead, and she rolls rather poorly.
11. Did you guide me?
No. I also, like, what? Did you turn to me and say, I'm about to lead us, help me? I mean, like, how would I know that you're gonna...
Guidance, is it too late?
It's a little late, unfortunately.
I'm gonna climb this tree. Am I supposed to guess that you're guiding us?
If you see me stepping forward, just fucking guide me.
Just never stop.
God.
This moment here highlights an issue I have with the spell Guidance, not just in Critical Role, but in D&D games in general. It always seems to make the players fish for guidance constantly, or the caster is always going, guidance, after a bad roll. I think it can work really well when the players roleplay how guidance is applied, like, I place my hand on your shoulder and give you some encouraging words, rather than just going, guidance! Rant aside, let's get back to the episode. Feeling closed in and trapped, Imogen reaches out for some help from Nana Mori, but she doesn't respond, and things are feeling hopeless until...
As a massive, dark, hawk-like creature and slams into the side of this. You watch as Gloamglut just gets hit in the side. You don't even watch the impact, you just watch these two things crash and then vanish over the tops of the trees.
Nana to the rescue! How good are Nanas? Okay, so I want to know your opinion on this. I thought that Nana Mori had shape-shifted into the bird-like creature because Matt had described it as having large, black, crow-like wings and long, folded-up limbs with long talons, and at the top, the long neck and head of Mori coming out. So I had interpreted it as Nana Mori having transformed into this creature, but like keeping her head. But elsewhere on the internet, I saw people taking this as Nana Mori like riding the bird. A wild-shaping hag would be super cool, but there is also something like incredibly metal about Nana just like riding a bird and smashing into Gloamglut herself. Either way, it was really freaking cool. With Gloamglut tied up with Nana Mori, the party blast their way through the thicket and they come across a strange construction made of tree trunks and bark with a fog pouring from the opening. This is the gateway, and on top there is a large nest, and crawling from it is a
monstrous cyclops-like creature
God.
with a singular cloudy eye that sits above a noseless mouth of jagged teeth with missing gaps between them. The neck is non-existent, practically. Its head kind of sitting within a bulbous torso that wears patchwork clothing of what looks like a ruined mockery of prestige, a tall harlequin collar that seems to frame the back of its shoulders. It doesn't have feet. Instead, it has 4 long, muscular arms that emerge from the torso. And it almost scurries like a spider before it kind of climbs down the side of the tree before this like fog gate, and then the two bottom arms stand straight like legs, and the two other ones fold behind it, and it seems to put on this air of regality before it glances down at the rest of you.
Ew. It reminds me of those awful finger spiders from Dark Souls. This Cyclops introduces themselves as Terosh the Lidless Slumber, and they are the keeper of this gate. They have to pay a toll, an item that they give to Terosh, but they also only can speak in rhymes. When they didn't, the shadows grew darker and Terosh seemed to grow larger and more ominous. They all successfully managed to do so, but there was some mixed success.
We get any older.
No, we got it.
Yeah.
Here, I offer you this gift, taste of Taldori potholder.
There were so many good rhymes, but my favorite was, of course, from Sam Riegel.
Jenny,
Talking about Matt.
yeah. Drop a beat.
No.
Yo, I'm FCG, and I'm here to say I love baked goods in a major way. I'm not too good at rhyming. I don't do raps, but I made you a box of ginger snaps.
The Cyclops creature throws them all through the portal and they arrive in a jungle back on the material plane, conveniently near Imogen's home, Gelvaan. I see what you're doing here, Matthew Mercer. Imogen is not keen to go back to her hometown.
Racing a ticking clock.
Yeah,
right?
we don't need to go 2 days out of the way to get to my hometown. What? To talk to a bunch of people that we ran away from?
And from a character standpoint, this makes sense. Imogen obviously experienced a lot of bad feelings and hardship in her hometown, but from a narrative perspective, I think the players know that this is a great story beat to hit, especially because Matt is setting it up for them. So they all encourage her to go and confront her past. She shares some details about growing up there and how, as she was coming into her psychic powers, she couldn't shut out the thoughts as well as she can now, and her father didn't want her to overhear things in his mind, so he kept his distance. We also learn that her father works for Master Faramore, running his stables. Master Faramore is a name that Imogen pulled out before early in the campaign when pretending to be sourcing business opportunities on his behalf in episode 9. Imogen eventually agrees that they will head towards Gelvaan, but would prefer the airship intercepted them before they arrive. I'm sure Matt is not going to let that happen. She sends a message to Captain Xandis, who says they will start heading there. It will take them about 2 days to get there. In the meantime, they take a moment to have a well-earned short rest, and while they're resting, Matt asks a bunch of the cast to just roll some d20s.
Liam, go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Yes. It's a 3.
A 3.
What?
Alrighty.
Or
You didn't say.
Roll another d20.
Oh boy.
Oh, this
It's
is
a
my favorite
13.
shit.
Matt is clearly having some stuff go down off screen, and this is honestly a great way to do it because it clues the players into the fact that something is happening off screen, which can be good. It adds some intrigue and, let's be honest, some anxiety. And it means that there can be no accusations of railroading or fudging of those off-screen scenes, even though I think it is perfectly fine and reasonable for a DM to make narrative choices about stuff that's happening off screen. But the Twitch chat can be intense sometimes.
Speaking of rolling dice, I have been rolling dice in the coolest thing I now own, my custom dice tray from Wootenforge, who are the sponsors for today's video. I was so excited to partner with Wootenforge because they are an Australian company based out of Western Australia who make heirloom quality gaming accessories from locally sourced timber, and they are focused on bringing people together to have fun, playing games, telling stories. They made me this custom adventurous chest which has my logo on it, which is just like the coolest thing ever. I lost my mind when I first saw it. I can fit my dice in here with my mini for when I'm traveling, and also just like it's magnetic, so it's so satisfying. And anyone can get a custom design engraved. It was a really simple and easy process to send them my logo. It fits perfectly to the dice tray as well, which has a leather rolling surface, which you can choose the color of to really customize it. They also have dice keepers and dice boxes in a range of beautiful Australian timbers. They're just such a fantastic company, and I'm so happy to be working with them. You can check them out by clicking the link in the description. Okay, back to the video.
So with the spell slot returned, Imogen sends a message to Plane Rider Rin, letting her know they were successful in their mission and where they are now.
Oh, that is good to know. The other Verdi allies are currently vying for the shadow side as we speak.
oh, great.
I'm currently checking out the Tishton excavation site myself. There's many Vanguard here. Guardians, golems. They're adjusting, reinforcing things. Bit of a last-minute scramble. You must have left an impact.
Oh, it's destroyed. I don't know how to make our way to you. We don't have means of fast travel, but we'd like to be of help.
Just without anything added.
Yeah, just tell me what the number is.
6?
A 6, okay. I understand. Let me finish up at least my scouting mission here. If all goes well on the other side, I should meet some friends of the Verity soon. Help set the stage for... Shit!
Oh,
That's all you hear.
oh no.
Oh no, this is not good. Rin said that she was at the Tishtan excavation site, which is the site that Imogen visited in a dream in episode 46. That's where she saw her mother. And Rin mentioned that there were lots and lots of Vanguard people there. As we find out later, stuff went down. While they are resting, Orym checks in with FCG about their behavior with the Changebringer and their newfound faith.
I mean, I feel like I'm a big question mark, you know, and no one's gonna answer the question, so...
Yeah, but letters, here's the thing. That's what we all feel like. And, someone's gotta help the helpers.
You feel that way even though you know where you've been and what your purpose is?
I mean, I don't know what my place is in the world. I don't know why the things that have happened happen. I don't understand what the gods are doing. I don't understand why someone wants to destroy the gods. It's all a big wash.
I'm really glad someone did check in with FCG. It feels like Sam is exploring some kind of destructive elements of FCG's behavior, or like unhealthy elements of his behavior, you know, as FCG grasps around trying to work out what it means to be alive. I'm really interested actually to see where Sam is going to take this storyline. They journey towards Gelvaan for a day and set up a camp where Imogen messages Keyleth on Orym's behalf.
Assassins are north of Eos. An excavation. Planning something terrible on the solstice. Some sort of god killer. Tracking it, but it's bad.
There's a slight pause before Keyleth's voice comes through your mind on the other end. I understand. The Ashari are beneath Terra at the moment. Something rooted beneath. And the rift is in danger. Might be connected.
I'm so happy anytime we get to hear from Kiki. Okay, so Terra is the home of the Earth Ashari, and it is located in the Cliff Keep Mountains near Craghammer in Tal'Dorei. The Ashari have built their homes around elemental rifts, and it is their duty to safeguard and protect them. Terra is built near the rift to the elemental plane of Earth, and Keyleth mentioned that whatever trouble is happening there might be related to the Ruidus plot. I wonder if it has something to do with the ley lines and how those intersect with the Earth, but let me know your theories in the comments. Whatever it is, I'm sure Kiki's fine. She's basically a god, right?
Oh, it's fine.
It's fine.
We're gods.
As they go to sleep that night, FCG casts Shared Dream so that FCG, Lordna, and Chetney can go with Imogen into the disturbing Red Storm dreams. Imogen focuses on Rin and tries to find her, and once again they all dive down the pit at the Tishtan ruins. It's clear, based on the movements of the people here, as well as the construction efforts, that the Vanguard are scrambling to compensate for the damage Bell's Hells did, which is great, but it does also hint that they might still be able to go ahead with their plan even without the Fey Realm Malleus key. Following the pull towards Rin, they come to the large spire-like structure which the Vanguard have been building upon and adding to. They also spot the Malleus key here, which is very big and seems to be the main key, like the main hoo-ha, and next to it is...
And there you see at the base of this spire, standing, hand out in front, frozen, stone.
Oh,
Plane Rider Rin.
No.
Stone.
She got
Petrified.
stoned.
Petrified, at the very least.
Locked in place and left for all to see. Whether it be a trophy or a warning, you do not know.
fuck.
Okay, this is not as bad as it could be. She is at least alive. There are a number of creatures in D&D that can petrify people like this, including basilisks, Medusa, cockatrice, and gorgon. Alternatively, it could be a homebrew creature. I'm thinking that maybe it is one of those hulking automatons that FCG saw. If Bell's Hells or someone else can get to Rin, they should be able to undo the petrifying with a greater restoration spell or some other restorative magic. As they are preparing to leave, FCG tries to take a closer look at those automatons.
It has large clockwork legs and arms that swing like battering rams at the sides as it walks. The head small and shielded. It is armored and it is intended to be a guardian. mechanical sentry designed through Arcana. That's what you can ascertain from it. I will say, there's something about the machinery that is assembled around this tower. And it didn't quite hit you before because you didn't quite get close enough to view it. But now that you have a moment, there's an odd familiarity.
God, yeah.
Oh, shit! To the way this design has been built and implemented around this spire.
The fact that these are familiar to FCG leads me to believe that they are also from the Age of Arcanum, and it is further evidence in my mind that Ludinus himself is from the Calamity, or at least has some secret knowledge of the Calamity. It's at this time that FCG spots a pair of glowing eyes looking in their direction, Odahan Thul, and they all try and wake up. Imogen and Laudna manage to do so, but FCG and Chetney are left behind. Odahan sees them, and she says she is going to punish them, and they take a stack of psychic damage before waking up with a level of exhaustion. The party try and work out what to do now that their most powerful ally is taken out of the picture, and without coming to much of a conclusion, they take a rest and then arrive at Gelvaan the next day, just as their ship arrives at the same time. A few people recognize Laudna and Imogen as they arrive, and generally the townsfolk are eyeing this kind of weird, eclectic bunch very warily. They arrive at the stables, and for the first time, we meet Imogen's father, Relvan Temult. He is a man who is in his late 40s, which means he must have had Imogen quite young, and he has dirty blonde hair, a scraggly beard, you know, very rugged.
Imogen, brings you around here today.
We need to talk.
A lot of folks know you're around here.
Only the ones that saw me come in.
Ooh, I don't like this guy. I don't like this one little bit. What, you can't even summon up just a little bit of joy at seeing your estranged daughter? Come on! She asks about her mother and he reluctantly makes excuses. He explains some things. So, he lied about her mother being alive because he thought it would be easier than knowing she left. He doesn't know when she got her powers and thinks that maybe she hid them from him. He didn't tell Imogen about her powers because he was hoping that they would just never eventuate. He thinks Imogen's mother left because she wanted to know about her powers and that was more important to her than her family.
And shortly after we had you, about a year or two, said she kept having dreams and was afraid that you were gonna follow in her footsteps. I asked her what that meant. It's a lot to take in at once. I think you know someone. There's a whole part of their life that they just keeping a secret from you. I was angry. Still angry. A little part of me wants to believe she was just doing it to protect you. Maybe trying to either not hurt you or find out what this is so she can stop it or get rid of it. That's what I hoped. But you know, after about 10 years, you just kind of stop hoping. Move on with your life. Besides, I had you at that point to take care of.
I feel a shred of sympathy for this guy. He clearly married someone who had their sights set on something else and he felt abandoned and angry, but that is not your child's fault. You do not take that out on your child. Relvan leaves the stable and walks to their family home while Imogen and the rest follow.
Kind of opens it up and pulls out this little chain. This little silver chain with what looks to be an oval-shaped locket at the end. Tosses it to you.
Open it up.
Open it up. And it has a fingerprint pressed into metal. A very, very tiny fingerprint. And it says written in it in handwriting, like someone else written into this like soft metal. The better halves become a better whole.
Boo.
Imogen thanks him and says,
In his head, he's gonna hear, I never want you to be afraid of me, Daddy.
Me neither.
Oh, my heart is breaking right now. I don't know. Am I coming down too hard on this guy? Look, all parents have got their stuff, and all parents, no matter how hard they try, are gonna mess up their kids in some way. But you don't put all of your shit onto your kids. I'm sorry. You just don't. Go to therapy. Relevant. I'm talking to Relevant. But also, you know, if you need it, go to therapy. It's really good for you. They leave Imogen's home and head to the skyship, which has caused quite a commotion here in the town. Imogen holds her head high as she walks through the main thoroughfare, attracting whispers and commotion. To show the town just how far she's come, she casts Fly on herself to fly up to the ship as she looks down at the townspeople. That certainly would have left an impression. The skyship takes off and heads towards the Hellcatch Valley, and with just 11 days left before the solstice, the episode ends. All right, so the big question is, what are the party gonna do next? Are we going to get a meeting with Imogen's mother soon, or another showdown with Odahan? Let me know what you think is gonna happen in the comments. Given that the solstice is only 11 days away, how long is it going to take us to get there in real life? It's hard to estimate, given that sometimes they will take several sessions to span a single in-game day, and sometimes they will skip several days, like in today's episode. While we are anxiously awaiting the solstice, you should check out my Legend of Vox Machina Season 2 reactions with Jared. We just finished the final 3 episodes, and those videos will be out very soon. All right, bye!